Here with trainer Michael Russo at the 2023 Pepsi North America Cup Draw, trainer of Voukefalas. Michael, you drew post 6 here today, but before we get into the post draw, let's go back to Saturday night and talk a bit about the eventful North America Cup elimination that your colt had.
Listen, they invite me to the party, there's going to be problems. I mean, the whole country's on fire. You know, my horse had to go through a whole lot to make it in. But, the paddock's in the first turn, so I'm on the track basically watching him, not the TV. So everything was right in front of my face. So obviously nerve-wracking, concern. On, off, break, get on, and then literally almost went to his nose and then settled. And for some reason, once he settled, I was not concerned about him. I knew that he would be fine. For whatever reason, that feeling came over me that he was going to be fine where he was, and it worked out that way. He raced a tremendous race, huge last half. I mean, very few horses have the kind of speed he has. I mean, in the history of this business, his horse has got incredible speed, and he proved it against top horses. So, whatever that equals.
When you spoke to Jordan after, driver Jordan Stratton, obviously, after the race, what were his comments on the colt?
He said, just put a shadow roll back on. He raced with it last year. I didn't train him down with it this year. He, he's used to everything back home. He knows where everything is on the track, so he doesn't he'll look at stuff, but I just figured he was kind of over it. Should I have put it on him? Obviously, in retrospect, yes, but there was really no reason to going in. I got no feedback from him at any point in his first 3 starts this year that we may have to look into that, or I would have brought it with me. So it's one of those things, luckily it worked out, and we don't have to worry about it for,
Any other changes equipment-wise?
I'll probably just, looking at everything, I'll probably throw some knee boots on him. I'll probably pull his hobbles in a hole. His hobbles are out literally 4 inches from last year, which is a lot. And he's not that big a colt. He had a mark on his knee, but, what am I supposed to do? Assume it's from the break or assume it was from before the break? There's no reason to think about it. I'll just put some knee boots on him. He's got an incredible gait. We're going to add knee boots, a shadow roll, probably pull his hobbles in a hole. But I'm not worried about him that way. He really seemed to come out of the race good. He's got no swellings from hitting that knee. It's just a little mark, and his attitude seems perfect.
What does his week look like going into Saturday?
We're going to just do a normal week for him. I planned on coming up here and not training him for this week. That was my plan going in. I'm going to stick to that plan. I'm jogging him up far, and I'm going to put him on the track like that. Just like he likes to train, he's good about that. He doesn't get bad attitude from training, but my goal was to make it in the final and just jog him 5-6 miles every day, not train him. That's what I'm going to do.
It's a very competitive field, obviously.
10 good horses.
Who do you think is his biggest competition?
Anything that Linda's name is attached to. She's the best trainer in the business. I don't see anyone else that keeps horses good for as long as she does. Both her horses obviously look great. So I think her two are the main competition, but there's literally 10 horses that can win. You could not knock any horse in this race. I don't know. I don't study the races as much as I did when I was younger, but I don't remember many races where there's this stacked of field. All of these horses are good horses.
Which sort of leads me to my next question is, what is his biggest asset, and how do you think that strength will factor into this race, given how you think it might shape up?
Versatility, desire, which he absolutely showed the other day. A lot of horses wouldn't have done what he did after that break in the first turn. He's very focused when he's racing. And he does have incredible speed. I mean, as witnessed by going to 24 and 4/4, reeling off 25-second quarters like they're nothing. He's got incredible speed, and if he wants to do it, he's going to do it. I mean, he wanted to be in this race. I mean, he had every reason to be third or fourth. I mean, God forbid, up the track. And not a lot more to say about how good of a horse he really is.
And what does it mean to you to be here, given how much harder it was just for an elimination horse to make it, not to mention what your horse had to go through?
Yeah, there's no way to really sum it up properly. To go in knowing you have no leeway, there's no margin for error. You have to be right on the wire with these horses to get in, and even then, you're going to be subject to a post draw. If this is my mark on the business that I can leave this horse winning this race, that would be great for me, and I'll be able to retire off of that and say, I did what I could for this business. But he's proven things to me from day one. Anytime you train a horse down, he's great, he's good, he's training great, and they all train good down, right? I mean, sometimes. But then, there's a barrier, from 215 to 210. It's a big deal. And maybe a horse good in 215 isn't good by the time they hit 2 minutes. This horse has never been bad. He really hasn't. He had one bad race, and there was no way for him to get into the race that he at Chester. So that was just a race that we weren't willing to gamble on his future for $20,000. So we gave him a race that didn't suit him at the end of the day. But like I said, no harm done. It was a minor race, and not that I wanted to lose anything, because I never want to lose a race. But he really is an incredible horse. I think he's going to do some really special things, whether it's next week, this weekend or not. He's going to do some special things.
Clearly you're high on this poll, but how much happier were you when the post draw came out and you were the last one and you got post 6?
Yeah, very happy. I would have picked it if they gave me the first pick. I would have picked the 6 hole happily. Every one that got, and it was weird because I kept saying it's just going to be handed to me. I'm not going to draw this 6 hole. It's going to be handed to me. I felt it the whole way. I don't know what that means for Saturday. Maybe it means nothing. But I just knew this post was going to be handed to me for this race. Even watching everyone, I was calling names and post positions, and I was right almost every time they pulled the horse. So, like I said, it doesn't mean much, but I'm glad where I'm at.
And what would it mean to you to be in the winner's circle on Saturday night holding that prestigious North American Cup trophy?
That would be by far, obviously, the biggest thing that I've ever done in the business. There's so many days and nights that go into get into the spot over the course of years and years, and everyone has this same story. Everyone has worked so hard to get here. For me, obviously, smaller guys used to be able to make a fairly decent living in this business. It's not that way anymore. The big stables really have a lock on everything. It's very hard to get where I am. Credit goes out to, like I said, people like Linda and Nancy, Brett, what they have to do every year and keep their nose at it and just work and work and work to keep their horses in this level and show up in these races. It's incredible. So it means so much to me. And to win a race like this, I can't imagine a feeling any better. Looking at my daughters every day is the only thing that I think could ever compare what I may feel if I'm able to win this race.
Well, congratulations on the success that you've had to get here. You certainly earned it and you deserve it. Thank you very much for taking the time today, and all the best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.